It's time for today's travel and cruise industry news. With the latest from travel and cruises around the world, here's your host, Chillie Falls.
Hey, good morning and welcome to Travel and Cruise Industry News for the 12th day of March 2020. Crazy morning, a lot of stuff to cover today. Things have changed drastically over the past couple hours. So we got several things to discuss this morning. If you're new to this channel, welcome aboard. Our subscriber count is now up to 1,918, so we've got some new folks out there. Welcome. We regularly talk about all facets of the travel and cruise industry on this channel. We do travel and cruise industry news on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday mornings at 11 a.m. We also do Chillie's Cruises Deal of the Day on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And then I regularly post videos on all facets of the travel and cruise industry. So if you'd like to keep up with any of those, just hit that little subscribe button down in the lower right-hand corner. The bell notification will let you know when I go live or when something new is posted. And as always, folks, we appreciate thumbs up. And of course, you can give us thumbs down too. Tina Turtle, that's Tina Turtle back there, folks. Where are they? I never can remember where to point. That's Tina Turtle. That's the boss. She doesn't like the thumbs down. I'll tell you right up front. She's liable to snap at you if you give us a thumbs down, but that's okay. That at least lets YouTube know that somebody's out there watching. And of course, we always appreciate comments about anything. You can chat if you so desire. A lot of our guys get on the chat here regularly and carry on entire conversations while things are happening. But anyway, my lead story this morning when I set up the program is not what would be the lead story right now. But that's the way it's set up. So we're going to start with the lead story, and that has to do with Seattle. The Port of Seattle has canceled the April 1st and April 15th planned calls, which will actually be the kickoff of the Seattle cruise season, which does differ slightly from the Alaska cruise season. However, they're clearly divided. They're combined. They're similar. So this may be a preamble for other things going on, at least around Seattle. Now, this is not the same as Vancouver. Vancouver, as you might remember from the last broadcast, has requested information on how to best handle the Grand Princess, which is due there. And we have gotten no further information on that. But the Port of Seattle, in canceling the April 1st and April 5th port calls, that has to deal with the Grand Princess that was scheduled in there on April 1st and the Celebrity Equinox, which was scheduled in for April 5th. And a quote from the Seattle Commission President, Peter Steinbrueck: "This region is in a public health emergency and we will cancel the first two sailings of our cruise season. The health, safety, and well-being of our residents is our top priority." Now, the port will continue to work with cruise lines, with local leaders, with the health officials, as well as come up with a plan of attack as things go along. So I have a feeling that we're going to have more news on future sailings, but at this point, they've just canceled the first two calls, April 1st and April 5th. So that has to do with Seattle. Now, most of you know that I'm booked on a cruise to Alaska in May, May the 11th, on Norwegian. We're going to talk about Norwegian here in a minute. But the big news, well, right now I'm thinking that my cruise, even though I would go no matter what, I'm thinking it's 50-50 now due to all these other factors. Like this one. just within the last hour and 45 minutes or so, Princess Cruise Line has canceled the next 2 months, 60 days. Princess Cruises will voluntarily stop all cruise operations, calling it a proactive response to the unpredictable circumstances involving the global spread of COVID-19 and an abundance of caution. Of course, you know that Princess has gotten hammered worse than everybody else because they had the Diamond Princess with all its issues, then they had the Grand Princess on top of that, and the trickle down from staff members on the Grand Princess going to other cruise ships, and those cruise ships getting tied up. It's just been a mess for Princess. So they've shut everything down for 60 days. And then the statement issued by Jan Schwartz, the president of Princess Cruises this morning, quote, Princess Cruises is a global vacation company that serves more than 50,000 guests daily from 70 countries as part of our diverse business, and it's widely known that we have been managing the implication of COVID-19 on 2 continents. By taking this bold action of voluntarily pausing the operation of our ships, it is our intention to reassure our loyal guests, team members, and loyal stakeholders of our commitment to the health, safety, and well-being of all who sail with us, as well as those who do business with us and the countries and communities we visit around the world. So, Princess is shutting it down. Now, they're not the first. Last night, Viking basically did the same thing. Last night it was considered a stunning move, but Viking Cruises has announced that they will stop sailing at least until May the 1st, both their river cruises and their ocean cruises. So this is Princess is actually the second company to cancel a major block of the next little bit. Now, before I get to the whole situation with NCL, let's pause for a deep breath. Do you have a bad back, bad hips, bad knees, or any other mobility issues? Think about Scootaround. For scooters, walkers, wheelchairs, even oxygen needs, delivered right to your cabin. Scootaround for all your mobility needs on your upcoming cruise. I need to get that music to get myself back in a good mood too. So anyway, thanks to our friends from Scootaround. Last night, my friend Bruce, traveling with Bruce, announced that Norwegian Cruise Line was now requiring all passengers that are 70 years old or older have to have a doctor's note to board a ship. And when I saw that and heard that, I'm thinking, oh, wait a minute. I'm over 70, and so I should have heard about this. I mean, if that's a statement from Norwegian, why don't I have anything? Went back and checked my emails. If I'd missed something, I went to my spam box, all that kind of crap that where you can miss stuff. There was nothing. So I'm thinking, Bruce would not put something up just blind without having some proof of it. I know him too well. So I sent him a message. Of course, when I was looking at this, it was, what is it, 3-hour time difference. So I was in the middle of the night for him. So I knew I wasn't going to get a response back. And when I got around to time this morning, the first thing I did was talk to my doctor. I called my doctor's office to see if, in fact, they had any information that the cruise line was requiring some kind of a doctor's note, medical directive to allow someone to say that someone is healthy enough to cruise or whatever. And they knew nothing about this. So I called NCL this morning, and I had to bounce around to a couple different divisions till I got to the right place. But yes, in fact, they issued the statement yesterday that if you're 70 or older, to board an NCL ship, you needed to have a doctor's note. We're going to call it that for lack of, there's better terminology, but it's a note from the doctor saying you're healthy enough to cruise. The only thing that Bruce left out of that, and he may not have known this, is it is inclusive from yesterday through April the 4th, April 4th, April 6th, April 6th. So it only runs till April 6th currently. Now, that doesn't mean it won't change. That doesn't mean that it's, I mean, with Princess going down for 2 months now, you know, one of the major cruise lines, there's a good possibility that some other cruise lines could follow suit. We don't know the whole situation yet with the whole COVID-19 situation in the cruise industry. So that, in fact, is where we stand. You know, even if they're still going to cruise, there's clearly going to be more screening. I'm not opposed to the fact that because I'm 70 years old, that I would have to have some kind of a medical directive that it's okay for me to cruise. Yeah, it's going to be a pain in the butt to, you know, have to go to the doctor, and you have to get the doctor to give you whatever kind of physical or whatever. I can understand the cruise lines trying to get some protection. And this all came out of the meeting between Trump and the cruise line executives last weekend. And that was one of the suggestions the cruise lines made that they could do to make things better. Because they were looking down the fact, I think, of the U.S. administration, you know, banning cruises, which they have not done, despite what some people think. You guys heard me go off on that on the last show. So the government has not, in fact, said not to cruise. It has said that they don't recommend it if you're elderly with serious underlying medical conditions. So this is one of the suggestions that came out of the cruise industry. I have no problem with it if that, in fact, is going to be the policy ongoing after April the 6th. Again, Norwegian is the only one that has issued that directive, as far as I know, right up to date. I could see it happening by some other cruise lines. So that's where we stand. That's until April the 6th from Norwegian, so it doesn't affect me on my cruise. And again, with all that's going on right now, I'm thinking, even though I have no plans of canceling myself, that my cruise in May, the Alaska cruise out of Vancouver to Anchorage, is at best 50-50 right now. And it's not from me canceling. I have a feeling that if anything happens, it's going to be canceled on the other end. Either the cruise lines are going to do like Princess has done until all this stuff is over with, or possibly the ports like Seattle has done with the first 2 visits in their season this year, which Vancouver could do the same thing. So, you know, I'm looking at 50-50 on my cruise. Yeah, if everything goes right, I'll go. But we're on that waiting and see mode right now. So, see, we got a couple comments here. Oh, Jason's with me. I hope you can still make your cruise. Yeah, me too. If Carnival stock drops below 10, I might buy 100. You know what? I saw somebody this morning that was talking about NCL shares. I mean, the cruise lines are just, oh my goodness, they're down over 50%. I'm thinking that this has got to be some bargains for stock pickers. I don't trade on the stock market personally. I turn all that over to a financial advisor and say, here, you do it, and take care of it, because that's just the way I'm doing things. But boy, it certainly seems like those of us that like to cruise and still believe in the industry, that there's some awfully good bargains, and it's maybe some more today even, because they're getting hammered bad again this morning. So anyway, that wraps us up for today, folks. Crazy day. A lot's been going on, and I will continue to monitor things and come back on live, just like I did when Princess made their announcement at 9:00 today, even though I was going to be on at 11. That was a big enough story that I immediately went online with it. So we'll keep that up. And again, you guys, if you're new to this channel or you're just hopping in for the first time, we do this travel and cruise industry news on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday mornings at 11 a.m. And then Chillie Cruises deal of the day, which as long as the cruises are running, I'll come up with a deal of the day for you, which is on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And then when it's on top of everything else I do, when I have time, I'll get some more videos created and up. I'm still working on, I've got half a dozen videos from my last 2 cruises that I still haven't got finished yet. So hopefully those will get up to Tina Turtle. That's Tina Turtle back there. So this finger, this there. Tina Turtle fusses at me every day that I don't get the videos done. So I got to work on that to keep Tina Turtle happy, because she's close enough. She could nip me in the shoulder pretty simple there. But anyway, all right, enough silliness for now. We'll keep you posted as soon as I know anything on any of these subjects. Thank you for being with me, and we'll see you next time. This is the Old Fat Travel Guide. Later, y'all.
Thank you for watching today's Travel and Cruise Industry News. Join us every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern for another episode. Travel and Cruise Industry News is a production of Chillie's Cruises.